My biggest failure is paraded on the platform just about every time I speak. My greatest goal was to play in the Olympics. And I never got there. 1980, I'm on the team. Anybody remember what happened in 1980? Moscow Olympics, that was the boycott year. 4 years down the tubes. So now I've got to make a decision. 4 more years. 4 years becomes 8 years. And the Torino Olympics open today. I don't know if you've ever thought about the odds of making the Olympics. Take my sport, volleyball. In Canada, 80,000 volleyball players. 12 make the Olympic team. In the world, 181 national teams, national volleyball entities try to make the Olympics. Only 12 qualify. 1984 is in LA, and Canada qualified. Hindsight shows that the next time that Canada would qualify for an Olympics was in Barcelona 12 years later. So if I don't go to this one, I'm not going to go. So I turned down the US scholarship money, stayed up in Canada, stayed with the national team program, played some of the greatest volleyball of my life, and I'm on the national team program. And I'm playing in a practice match, and I come down from a block, and I tear all the ligaments in my ankle. Now, they do some weird testing at the national team level, and one of the weirdest was pain tolerance testing. I won't even get into how they do it. That's over tequila later on with Mark. And I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I rank #1 on the team in pain tolerance. And I can tell you that when that ankle went, I felt the most excruciating, indescribable pain that you could possibly imagine. And I can honestly say it had nothing to do with the ankle. I can take that. I don't know if you can imagine in less than a second, knowing that everything you've worked for up to that point in your life simply is not going to happen. Position to win. No Olympics. And I struggled with it. It got worse, too. I ended up going to the Olympics as a spectator. And I watched Canada get to the medal round. 4 teams, 3 get medals. Canada loses the semifinal match to the US. The US goes on to win the gold. I had some great friends on that team. Then Canada plays Italy for the bronze medal, and we lose that match. Position to win, no medal. And I struggled with that. In fact, that night, I got to hang with my buddies on the US team, and I got to see a gold medal and got to touch it and got to see these guys who had accomplished their life's goal. You'd think it would be so cool. It wasn't. See, whenever we fail, there's the possibility that something inside of us gives up or dies. And I think the hardest thing when any one of us fails is, do we move forward? Do you allow that to define you? See, I don't think a failure defines you. I think how you deal, how you move forward defines you. That was tough. And then the voices start. And they usually start when I'm on stage at the worst time, and they come up and say, who the heck are you to be telling people what to do, setting challenges for them? You're a failure. You never got there. And I was so lucky because I got to hear a gentleman named Les Brown. Many of us know him personally. Many of us have heard him speak. And he said something that was so eloquent. It helped me. And I share it in hopes that it'll help you. But here's what he said. He said, when you shoot for the moon and you come up short, you still end up amongst the stars. Isn't that beautiful? But of course, I'm real logical, anal retentive, and I know that the stars are actually much further than the moon, and so it doesn't really make sense. So with all deference to Mr. Brown, I got to change that. I can't think. And so when you shoot for the moon, put yourself in a position to win. Always be moving forward. And the moon will be but a landmark as you journey amongst the stars. And I have a new definition of success, and I'm going to challenge you with it. And here it is. Are you working towards something you care about, something you value, or something you're passionate about. That's it. Are you working towards something you care about, something you value, something you're passionate about? How many of you can meet that definition of success? And you know what I found? Most of us were better at it when we were younger. How many of you can answer that today? Are you working towards something you care about, something you value, something you're passionate about?